Do you know what? The only problem is we don't have enough space for housing to keep up with this massive demand we have. Can't really grab any more out here. Well, I can grab this side, I guess. That's about it. Then we're done. I did not see that coming. Have you named that bus yet? We've not even named the area, we've just got Cozy Heights at the moment. Okay, they're doing okay, but they can't find workers, which is slightly odd and worrying, because if I've got commerce here and we can find workers for this, why can't we find workers for this? They've got buses and trains coming through here. It seems to be low density. The high density ones are okay. 4 educated and 4 well educated. Ah, that's why. The low density requires uneducated workers. There are plenty of educated workers here, but not uneducated workers. I don't know. Is there any way of seeing? Yeah, one high school for all of these. Don't think so. I wish there's a way of quickly viewing where my uneducated workers, educated and university are on the map. There's not really a way of seeing it. These guys are going to need a university though, aren't they? Because the nearest university is a long way away. A modern technology institute. An alternative to the university. Just install cable TV. Oh dear. Okay, that's nasty.
Welcome back, Nata.
Yeah, look, it's the same story here, wherever I've put low dense. Nope. Ottawa, welcome back. Samangi 25 on superhuman tires when it can turn that fast. What? Welcome back, B747. Okay, well we can crack on with the office development, but we're going to have to start thinking about more housing. Should take care of that. It's not that raw, it's the, basically, my infrastructure is such that the uneducated workers won't travel over to this district to actually work here. That's what it is. And what I'm going to have to do is we're going to need more houses anyway. So what we're going to have to do is build more houses over here perhaps, but maybe split it into, we need like a low educated worker zone as well, which kind of makes sense. You know, we could put it out the way somewhere, and those people should go and work over here. This might need to be moved. Depends where we put the housing. That looks fairly unusable. Just push it right over so it's a nice valley. At least use some of the land. Think of the airport, Baz. Here's another big fail about Berlin, the airport. I've never been, Baz. Ottawa. 26 months. I hope things are well for you and the family. Not bad, Ottawa, thank you. So if we put if we put housing down here, for example, or we can put industry down here, that's the other option. We could put housing. Actually, I know what we could do. We could put some nice housing here. And then have a district. Maybe a nice one there as well. We can actually put some industry down here, because we don't really have any local industry at the moment. But for that, we do need low education workers. You'll never be, because that airport will not be open for another 10 years. Okay. It needs a complete rebuild because everything is old and not working. So why is the project failed? For want of a better word. Yeah, I know it's not finished, but why is it 8 years late already? What happened? What's the backstory? Foxhound, hope you get well soon. It's due to open in 2020. I'm just thinking about transportation here. Berlin is failed, but it offers an incredible atmosphere of personal freedom. That's why I moved there and love it. It failed because it's way too complex, needs specialists, but federal contracting requires always to take the lowest bidder. That's a stupid policy. Always take the lowest bidder. Dear me.
Welcome back, Nutter.
My concern here is if we build a T-junction there so we can put stuff here and put stuff here, that junction's going to get massacred. So what I might do instead... I remember a taxi journey from Berlin airport to the hotel. The most angriest, most cursing bad driver I've ever had the misfortune to hire. She forced others off the road, drove at the oncoming lane. I demanded two things, both every cent in return for the fare and a receipt. Wow. So, imagine what it was like for the person right after you, after you'd made her completely even more angry by making her pay back all the money that you paid for the fare. Maybe that's what happened to you. The person before you had actually done the same thing. Hey. I never used these asymmetric roads in this game.
Nutter.
Right, I'm going to really annoy Baz now. I expect all these people to drive over there, so how else are they going to get down there? You recommend a currywurst and a doner kebab? I've heard about this curried sausage museum or something. You could, in theory, utilize that train line. Get people to use the train line up here. This train can actually connect into here. Gives us public transport. Bratwurst Museum was planned. Oh, what? So it didn't happen? You could use another monorail. It's a bit far for a monorail. I'm thinking a train to there would be a lot better option. And then I'm trying to think of what we can have here. I think we can probably get a train line here. Or possibly over this side, I don't know. Maybe like here, actually. And then we can easily just branch off that line. And then down, you know, the train can go that way if it wants. could, in theory, link in both of these. Or even just use the second line and create it directly. That might be an option too. It's Deutsches Currywurst Museum in Berlin. Is it open? Yes, it is. Do they actually sell the currywurst, or is it just a museum with pictures? Red Pyramid, 3 months. Been away for a long time as I had sadly no job. Now I'm back again. Good to see you streaming Skylines. How have you been, sir? Not bad, Red Pyramid. I take it you've got a job now. Aspie Sim Gamer. I might not be able to watch live much, although I do watch on SquirrelPlus at my leisure, currently The Long Dark. But I always stay subbed, plus it's Amazon's money, so would be a waste. Well, thank you very much, Aspie Gamer. It's very considerate. Scumbag. The best ketchup is a curry ketchup. What? Oh boy. You can't eat a currywurst without sauerkraut. My God. When's my next flight, Goonboy? Well, weather permitting, I'm flying next week. But I don't know if the weather's looking great. I was watching the weather forecast last night and it's looking a bit hit and miss as to whether... It's probably going to be cloudy, but it depends to what extent, really. So we shall see. I'm mildly hopeful that I'll be flying. The weather last week was great for flying. Yes and no. So it was mostly cloudless. Mostly. Which was good. But there were two things that weren't great. One was the visibility. So you'd wake up in the morning and it'd be really foggy. The sun came up, lifted the fog, which then shunted it into the lower atmosphere because of what they call temperature inversion, which kind of holds it down. So the visibility was absolutely pants, like really bad. And if you happen to turn around, because it was clear skies, the sun just hit that layer of mist and you couldn't see very much, frankly. So the visibility was rubbish. And then on top of that, it was a pretty nasty crosswind. Like, it wasn't a gusting crosswind, but it was a constant crosswind. And the kind of the windsock was varying quite a bit. So 1 minute it would favour one runway, next minute favour another. So you might come in and suddenly lose a bit of lift because the wind had done this. JK, thank you for 14 months. Happy supporting the stream. Thank you, dude. I did have a plan, but now I've kind of forgotten the plan. I kind of feel like that I need to move this roundabout, to be honest with you. It kind of feels like it's in the wrong place. Okay. Way to use completely the wrong road. 5 AM shift in Pierce. Dude, have a good one. That's just insanely big. It's better. It's the same size as the 6-lane roundabout. Well, it's too big for what I need. Way too big. Sleepy, 30 months, haven't been watched for a while, but still a sub. Thank you very much, Sleepy. Welcome back, sir. Ooh, I don't like that elevation. You always wanted to make a city that was a roundabout itself. What stopped you? Yay! Yay! Maybe I should just call this whole area Yay! 6-lane. Oof, don't like that. Elevation hype again. If anyone gets emotional when watching TV series and you watch Chicago Fire, advise avoiding late night episodes. They nearly had me in tears. Oh dear. Right. I fancy a little bridge. What would a 6-lane road with trees look like on a bridge, I wonder? Ah, it's not going to draw the... It's not going to put trees on the bridge, is it? Scumbag.
Happy
How's New Year
anniversary.
treating me? Yeah, it's not too bad. Alistair Bells, thank you for 4 months. Hope you're well, I am. No bridge contains flora. That's what I'm saying, it would be fun if it did. Okay, we got that. Now I've got to get the train line in here. Where are we going to put the train line, I wonder? Got an idea. Sneaky idea. If we build a 2-lane one way off that. Almost works. Apart from we'll need this to be a bit longer. Or possibly elevate. Just getting some lunch. Nightmare, no worries. Tommy, you're watching some weird stuff. There's one bridge in Sweden or something that's made from soil. Animals cross over a major highway.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
The only potential problem though is a left turn out of there, which you shouldn't, maybe, hopefully not need to do. Map 05, thank you for 27. The one-way direction should be reversed. Well, my idea is that stuff can go into that way and then get back onto the roundabout. So I'm hoping we may have to delete this, I don't know. Because it can always go like that. Maybe that's not needed. I don't know. With plenty of those bridges over in the Autobahn, they're actually built so that the wild animals can cross the path of the Autobahn without running into the road. We'll need to put the tram system probably back here. So I think the station needs to be on a road. It doesn't like that. I think it wants that to be an ordinary road. There we go. Animals don't go through tunnels, Baz. I'm not surprised. Wow, the population's going down and so is my money. What's going on? So the question now is, where do we put the uneducated workers and where do we put the educated workers and all that kind of thing? I'm thinking this is probably the nicer bit. Eagle Fist. Well, I've already streamed Subnautica Below Zero. I already streamed it up to the... pretty much up to as much as you could do. So when they release new stuff, I'll probably play it again. The other side is nicer because of no highway. I guess it's got the valley. We need to upgrade this road anyway. Yeah, but I mean, trees do absorb noise pollution as well in the game. Oh, what? I swore I fixed this. Is that a different one? That's unbelievable. That's just amazing. It's actually nuts. It's actually crazy. What is going on? Maybe let's build out from there instead. And then link that. Aha. Aha. Let's try that again. Aha. Smoke me a kipper. I'll be back for breakfast. Game defeated. Right, let's see. So if this is going to be the nice bit. The question is, do we want to build off this thing? Oh boy. It's a little bit hilly round. It's kind of limiting how much we can put building-wise along here. You seem to wondering how people's OCD can not explode if they don't have the move it mod. Well, you're probably better asking the console players of this game, because they don't have that option, do they? I don't know, DPH. Why you bored of Skylines? N times CA. Not sure what you mean. Your end time circa. Normally I finish about 10 PM-ish, which is in about just less than 3 hours. So interesting to see you play tabs. Eagle Fist, I'm not sure what tabs is. Have I heard of Apex Legends? Of course I have. How can I not hear of the game that shot to #1 on Twitch and knocked Fortnite off its perch? I'd have to be under a rock not to hear about that game. What's with all the uneven lines? Anarchy. Chaos. NJN, I dream of the day when I have a successful city, instead mine are always needing works and not moving into my neighbourhoods. Tab's totally accurate battle simulator. Now that's one I haven't tried. So just how accurate is it? It's totally accurate. So say the devs. Can you play Star Citizens again? I might play Elite Dangerous, because I know Baz would love to see me play that. I might show him what a real space sim looks like. Oh, he went there! He went there! Triggered! Keyboard rage! At least it's a finished game scroll. Shots fired. Baz is trying to calm himself down right now. You two brothers were talking about Fallout 76 and by the end of Fallout. Dude, you know what? I was on, I was bouncing around the Twitch games list. You know, you go into browse mode on, you go to browse mode in the Twitch app. And one of the games that I follow is Identity. So I clicked on it. Nobody streaming. 2,000 followers and nobody streaming it. And you just think about 3 years ago, people were like, oh my god, I can't wait for Identity, like it's gonna be amazing. Nobody streaming it. Just, if ever there was a game that just absolutely face-palmed, just flat out went from it could be so much to ground zero, Identity is it. The biggest scam. I mean, think about what happened, Dre. Think about what happened with No Man's Sky. And how people raged so hard about that game. And how it was a scam. And how it was, you know, nothing like what was promised. And then Identity, I don't know, it hasn't got anywhere near the same publicity. Yet they did the same thing, probably worse. A lack of passion. Langerveld, I'll tell you why. I backed Identity. I threw money at it and interviewed the developers, and I've basically just written off that money. I've written it off, so now I can just stand there and look at it without getting angry because I've written the money off. Otherwise, I'd still be raging. At least No Man's Sky went back and fixed it. Well, I think Identity are allegedly doing that, but they think they've run out of money. I think they've got like most of the teams gone, haven't they? Right, it was unplayable, right? It wasn't a buggy mess, it was like unplayable. Like, not only was what they gave you buggy, you know, but it actually, the rendering of it just looked like, what are you doing? And then the amount of content, Like, the amount of content, the way it was rendered, and what they gave you was incredibly bad. Like, everything. It's not like they gave you a load of stuff and it was a bit buggy. Or, you know, they gave you not much stuff, but it looked amazing. They gave you nothing, it looked bad, and it kept crashing. And to make matters worse, it kept crashing so much that on day one, they patched the game with a patch that when you started the game, it immediately closed itself. And they did that so that they can actually go and fix the servers. They spent 2 days doing that. I mean, I've never seen a launch like it. It was just fascinating. No, like a vote. This is the Pentagon. Ish. Yeah, they fixed the problem by disabling the game. Just genius. That's in a weird place. I haven't got hype for a game that's not out yet. Since Fable Fiasco. The Fable Fiasco.